Hey Heartland family, Pastor Ethan here with another Walk the Path video from Sunday's message. This week we had Sean Zander talk about the book of Job and why bad things happen in our lives, in the lives of Christians, in the lives of everybody. And we had a really good discussion, and Sean brought a lot of really good points about suffering and how we endure suffering and maybe some of the purposes behind suffering. But as we walk the path this week, I was thinking about John chapter 15. And it says this, I am the true vine and my Father is the gardener. Every branch in me that does not produce fruit he removes, and he prunes every branch that produces fruit, so that it will produce more fruit. You are already clean because of the word I have spoken to you. Remain in me and I in you. Just as a branch is unable to produce fruit by itself unless it remains on the vine, neither can you unless you remain in me. I am the vine and you are the branches. And he continues to talk about producing fruit and things like that. Today I was gardening, and I don't know if you can see, and probably can't see, but my fingernails got a bunch of dirt under them. And one of that's like something true about gardening is that sometimes when you're, say, a tomato plant, when it's really young and small, you've got to pinch off the flowering buds because it won't allow the rest of the plant to grow. It puts energy into something that is not needed until the plant gets larger, and then you can leave them. And it's the same with the wine, what God is talking about here, what Jesus is talking about in John 15. You prune, you cut back branches so that they can grow even more. And so much in gardening is that. It's cutting away things that sometimes are beautiful to make way for things that are fruitful. And we're going to think about that in our own lives. This week, as we walk the path, I think this week as we walk the path, we need to think about what is God pruning in my life? Because there are branches that are going to be cut, that are going to be pruned, that aren't fruitful in our lives. And I think sometimes suffering in our lives is God's way of cutting some of those things back, helping us to realize that maybe that isn't a good habit, maybe that's something that is actually really unhealthy, and that isn't going to help us produce fruit. And so I would, this week, as you walk the path, ask the Lord, what are you cutting back in me? What are you pruning? Help me to see it, and then maybe you can actually help him in the process instead of fighting him and wriggling and fighting against his grip. We love you guys. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you on Sunday.